Road traffic authorities say drunk drivers involved in fatal accidents will be charged with murder. And to tell us more about what the measures are in place for today, Deputy Minister of Transport, Chikunga, very good morning to you, Deputy Minister, and thank you very much for speaking to us. Let's first start with the measures that are in place to ensure that holiday makers reach home as best as possible, especially in terms of policing the roads.
Good morning, Sepisa, and good morning to your listeners, and thank you for the opportunity. Yes, our message to our holiday makers as they drive back to their homes, back to work, is that they still have to exercise patience on our roads. We still are appealing to all of them not to drink and drive, and also not to overspeed. We're requesting them not to overtake in areas that are not suitable for that. That is dangerous overtaking is responsible for the 90% of head-on collisions that we have had this festive season, resulting into the number of fatalities that you know of, 1,207 up to the 30th of December, from the 1st of December. And that translates into 2 deaths per hour, 42 deaths per day. And it's something that we cannot afford to do as a country going forward.
Having said that, are you concerned about the death toll that's farming 1.2 in a month, more than 1.2 deaths in a month? It is quite a significant figure.
Indeed, we are concerned. No country can afford this. Not South Africa, not any other country. It's too costly for the country. It's too costly for the families. It's too costly for communities that have to bury these people. In many of these deaths, families are washed away. You know, you have 5 people in a car from one family, head-on collision, and 5 of them, they die. And it's something that we can't afford as a country. So we really are concerned. We hoped that we're going to reduce this figure by 25%. We had set that target for ourselves. But it would seem like we are not able to do that. And the reason, Tepiso, is drinking and driving. Drinking is a common denominator to all causes of fatalities on our road, whether it is overspeeding. Somebody is overspeeding but is under the influence of alcohol, or she's under the influence of alcohol. I think I'm correct even to say here, because the majority are men, with due respect. Whether they are overtaking dangerously where it's barrier line, you're not supposed to overtake. It's somebody who is not obeying the rules, but also under the influence of alcohol. Whether they're getting exhausted on the road and they continue to drive being exhausted, is this somebody who is exhausted, but one other effect, one other contributing factor is alcohol. So it is a denominator, and that is why during this festive season we arrested more than 1,500 drivers who are drunk, and we are arresting them. We will continue to do that. And therefore our appeal is that if we were to drive soberly, if we were to be sober as we drive, we won't immediately reduce these fatalities. If we were to reduce our speed, it is even worse this weekend, because our weather is not in our favor. It's raining in many parts of the country, and that makes our roads very slippery. Now, if somebody is going to drive at a high speed, sometimes even at a normal speed, but the circumstances are demanding that you've got to reduce speed in an area where you can drive at 120 kilometers per hour, but the weather is demanding you to drive at a lesser speed. That is what we are appealing to do.
Allow me to interrupt you in saying that there's obviously been a great deal more over the months and years of police visibility, and a great deal more of checks, spot checks, to ensure that people are not abusing alcohol while they drive. But as you say, it's still a significant factor in the number of road deaths that we see. People are arrested, but are you looking at taking even more stringent measures? It is criminalized per se, but are you looking at ensuring that you make sure it's a major deterrent?
I think so. We are. That is why we've arrested so many people. In fact, the minister called for a national dialogue on these issues. When it comes to drunken driving, so we arrest. We don't negotiate. And if there is any traffic officer who negotiates for drunken driving, is not doing what we have instructed them to do, we arrest. Any speed above 160, we arrest. We don't issue out summons. Anything below that, we issue out summons. For taxi drivers, anything above 100 kilometers per hour, even in an area where the speed limit is 120, but for taxis, the speed limit is 100 kilometers per hour. Anything above that, we issue out summons. Anything above 160 kilometers per hour, whether it is myself or whoever, we arrest. We don't negotiate. And we have done that, and that is why the number of people that we've arrested is so high this time around, because we really are not negotiating. Okay. And there are indeed traffic officers. Like I always say, we only have 17,500 traffic officers in South Africa. They are spread all over our road network. Okay. And really they are doing their best.
Deputy Minister,
there is some improvement, though, on our road. In fact, I was on N3. I think there is, people are beginning to heed our call, which we are appreciating.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. Deputy Minister of Transport, Cindy Siwe Chikunga, brings the time to 15 and a half.